What is going on, 5'9" gamers, and welcome back to the 5'9" mobile channel. Now, as you probably know, Dokkanfest LR Cooler is out and he is quite the Chad, but unfortunately not all of us can pull him as the Dokkan shaft is a thing. But luckily for you guys who did not pull him, we are here to help you with some team builds that can help you utilize LR Cooler and his Chadliness to his maximum potential as a friend leader. Now, I say we because I am not alone today. I am joined by the one, the only Minato's Flash. How you doing today, Minato?
Hello, hello. It's an honor to be next to the man who made the cooler tier list, man.
Yes.
My goodness. That was
How many coolers does LR Cooler rank out of 10 coolers? That's
I'd say about a good 11 coolers.
11. Yeah, that actually went to, I think it was LR Metal Cooler Army because there was 5 of them. And he got a total of 55 coolers out of 10 coolers. So
actually insane.
Yeah, you know, I went crazy. That video was like some of the hardest work I've ever done into a video. It totally wasn't just a 10-minute recording.
Yeah, and speaking of cooler, if you didn't get cooler, no worries about not getting cooler. Cooler. We'll go ahead and talk about the first team that we have today. So we have LR Genemba. So this LR Genemba team is obviously built with LR Genemba as a leader. Since he is a movie boss's leader, I would say that, you know, ideally you would probably run him if you don't have any other units. Since he's the lowest boost, we decided to go with him first, and we're going to move up the rankings in terms of the actual boosts that are given. Now, on this LR Genemba team, we do have a couple of interesting options today. The first one you may see is LR Baby Genemba. So Baby Genemba does have a dodge chance that can actually build up 12% with each dodge he does. He heals. He has okay links, you know, with the LR Cooler, so I think he'd be helpful. Tech Genemba guarding supports works with both the LR Genemba and then the Final Form Cooler. Both of them can be slot 1s for this guy. Same with the Baby Genemba, right? STR Cooler, just basically a floating link battery supporting for the Final Form Cooler. Golden Frieza, another strong defensive, you know, Frieza family unit that will provide him some links and be another, again, strong slot 1 unit. As you can tell, the thing about this is you're going to run a unit in slot 1 for Cooler to be able to dominate in slot 2. Then finally, we have STR LR Turlist, a pretty good linking partner with this Final Form Cooler, and on top of that, he will be able to support him. So that's basically the reason why we chose these units on this team. There's some, you know, units who could substitute in and out, and there will be in other team builds, so just keep a lookout there.
Yeah, I just want to quickly note, as you kind of went through that team, the first thing is that you said LR Baby Genemba. I don't think that's an LR Minato, but well, maybe I'm wrong.
Bad, you know. Sometimes you know, you can't say everything perfect. There's like a million jillion units, right? Yeah,
so I also think kind of one thing that I would notice with this team is I think you are going to have a little bit of a hard time, especially with a 150% leader skill in events like the Red Zone or Cell Max, where STR Cooler and LR Turlist are just going to just get folded, I guess, is the only way I can put it.
Yeah, that's true, right? This is definitely not something I recommend for like Cell Max, but you could definitely make use of this team in more middle content, right? Like, you know, the new event with the Goku and Cooler that came out. If they're talking about history, something like that, right? If you just need a team to clear like a category mission, this is one you can run.
Yeah, listen, there's nothing wrong with if you just want to try a unit, going back and using a friend support in the Vegeta event or something like that. You know, it's not everything you complete just has to be like a miscellaneous Red Zone run, because I feel like a lot of players beat the Red Zone once, and unless they're doing missions, they're not going back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and transition into Team 2. Now, this one is led by AGL Turlist. This is a 170% leader for the Movie Bosses category. One repeat offender here on the team, and that is AGL Golden Frieza. We mentioned him already as he is the slot 1 tank to help Cooler cook. LR Genemba is also on this team as well, so that is one thing I forgot right away. We have STR Bojack, who is a nice space traveling warrior support. A decent option, but he has aged out a little bit. We have Tech Transforming Frieza, who's going to look super well against superclass enemies with the additional buffs that he gets, and then Int Broly for the stacking as well as the buffs that he gets against pure and hybrid Saiyans in the game. A lot of difficult content is based around that, but we have seen a little bit more of an influx of movie bosses just with the current theme of the game with the Red Zone, and the GT Red Zone does not have pure Saiyans in there, so Int Broly can look a little bit worse, but it still is a very solid stacking options for a kind of a rotatable unit at the end of the team. What do you think of this team, Minato?
I mean, I think this team build can be quite interesting, right? It's going to be a lot better when we actually get like a really strong superclass enemy. But for now, you know, I think it can definitely clear even some like I would say, weaker red zone stages, you could probably take this team into like Omega Shenron maybe and beat it, right? Maybe swap out
Would take a lot of luck.
Golden Frieza. Well, it definitely take luck, right? But I think you can beat maybe some of these harder stages with the good RNG in it. You can also run Broly as your leader in case you don't have Turles, right? So there's kind of like a double thing going on there. And instead of Turles, maybe sub in Tech Golden Frieza, Tech Genemba, right? There's some options that you can bring in there instead. But obviously, AGL Turlist as a flat 170% movie bosses leader is pretty good. And this team is able to really help cultivate Cooler himself. And then I brought Broly on there just because he can link with Turles in the event that you may need to run that as a rotation. But I definitely like how this team build did end up working out.
Yeah, I like that you have, like, the first team, we have two really solid slot 1 options. Like, personally, I just got Cooler the other day, and I found myself using him almost exclusively with a damage reduction in slot 1 or LR Genemba in slot 1 next to him. So he has been a pleasure to run, and it's only going to get better, I think, when, you know, we're going to have a talk about a unit upcoming here that's getting an easy A soon. Spoilers, kind of.
I mean, having that strong slot 1 unit is so important for him. You can't believe how important that is.
Yeah, slot 1, he definitely has gotten caught. Like, he's gotten locked for me in Omega Shenron, and just, like, he just gets folded. So you really do need that slot 1 help really bad.
Definitely. But yeah, we'll move on to the next team right here. This is a team led by AGL Captain Ginyu. So he is a Terrifying Conquerors leader, and then he does give the 200% to Terrifying Conquerors and Space Traveling Warriors, which Cooler does fit under that. So we feel like if you have AGL Ginyu, this is the best option, but this is also probably the maybe the least likely unit to have. Maybe we could say LR Genemba is more least likely, right? But this dude definitely has the highest boost, so we have him after the AGL Turlist. If you see, I'm running a lot of Ginyu Force units. Physical Ginyu is able to support the Rikumen Guldo. You'll run on rotation with the AGL Ginyu. Yeah, Burger and Jace as well. So the team build the kind of rotations are going to run for this team build is you have Ginyu, Rikumen Guldo. Then on the other rotation, you're going to have Golden Frieza and Cooler. Then you're going to float the 2 supports of Ginyu and the Bird and Jace, and then Turles, right? The only issue with this team build is obviously since you want to run a lot of Ginyu Force units, you're not going to get Big Bad Bosses active with the LR Final Form Cooler unless you have Turles in rotation. That's the only real thing about this, right? And Ginyu definitely wants to have as many, you know, Ginyu Force category allies on the actual team. So maybe you could sub in like physical LR Ginyu for, again, another Frieza. I think you could run like full power Frieza, right? For instance, maybe if you're going through like an easier stage, you could sub out the AGL Golden Frieza for like full power Frieza, right? Like I just said, Tech Frieza, and then they could actually give him, you know, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses more frequently. But outside of that, this would be probably one of the more likely team builds you can run if you do have Ginyu and you want to use Cooler.
Yeah, so earlier you were mentioning how more players will probably have Ginyu than LR Genemba, and I think that the kind of community reaction to Ginyu and how good he was would definitely support that. But, you know, this LR Genemba has been available in a lot of different places, so just like if you're someone on like a guaranteed LR multi, for instance, during this celebration or whatever, you know, you've had a couple chances to pull him, and Ginyu, I believe, has only been around once on Global, so it's kind of a push, right?
Exactly right. So and then Genemba, if you guys didn't know, at least at the time of this recording, we're getting GSSR tickets for the Ultimate Red Zone Movie Edition, and if you complete those category missions, you can get 3 guaranteed SSR pulls on that movie banner, which you could get LR Genemba there. It's very possible, right? So I guess that's something you can consider, right? I mean, if you're having trouble beating Red Zone, then that probably won't be helpful. If you're like, this is a team like, oh, I'm going to use this team to beat Red Zone in the first place, then. Yeah, but this team definitely can beat Red Zone, even if you don't get Big Bad Bosses active that often with Cooler.
Rikumen I think that they carry.
Yeah. bring that Rainbow Cooler friend, and then Ginyu and Rikumen Guldo will be able to help wipe out as well. So very, very good. But I'll let Villuhfy here talk about the last team, which is kind of like a sneak peek-ish. I mean, by the time this video comes out, he already might be out, right? It's because he's out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so we're going to be going ahead and taking advantage of the newest EZA to come out over here on both versions at the same time, and this is AGL Metal Cooler. Now, he is a Wicked Bloodline leader, so this team is going to be all Wicked Bloodline based. So if you have all these guys, it's going to work out very well. We're going to start with AGL Metal Cooler. He is going to look very, very solid, especially when he is built up after he gets his EZA. The calculations are pretty out of this world. We're looking at, 500, 600k defense with well over 10 million attack stats. We have AGL Golden Frieza, who we've talked to death in this video. We have STR Cooliza, I think is how you say it, who's going to be on this team. A very solid EZA that works well on the Wicked Bloodline team. We have Physical Final Form Cooler, who you could sub out with the Tech Sub EZA if you don't have the Physical one duped out. The AGL Full Power Frieza that came out last year for the 350 million download celebration, and then the Tech Transforming Frieza that we mentioned earlier. A lot of solid options on this team. The only one I can't give you a awesome explanation for is STR Cooliza, so that's why we have Minato here with me today.
Yeah, STR Cooliza is really good. He's 30% support for Wicked Bloodline. He stacks attack and defense pretty quickly. He could triple super. He has some pretty nice abilities, and I believe he does have a... No, he doesn't have a Sun Chance. Okay, I just want to double check there. But, I mean, this team, I think, can definitely work very well, especially when AGL Cooler gets his EZA. I mean, there's also another option that we haven't really talked about in this video, because this video is aimed more towards, I think, global players, right? At least something that everyone in the community would have. We didn't really bring up LR AGL, LR AGL Golden Frieza. He's a very good option that you can sub in any of these teams if you're on JP, right? But besides that, I mean, this is the current Wicked Bloodline team. Now you would run. Now we have the AGL LR Metal Cooler coming out very soon, and then we have some EZAs for the free-to-play units. So this could definitely change up. But if you EZA Metal Cooler, and then you want to run like a Wicked Bloodline team, you want to try out the Final Form Cooler with this guy, then this would probably be the best options that you have, because everyone else on the Wicked Bloodline team, not really the greatest right now, right? I mean, you can sub in, again, Tag Golden Frieza, the LR, stuff like that.
You mentioned LR Golden Frieza, and this guy is kind of someone that keeps coming up in discussion where it's like, oh, just wait until Global has this guy, and then you are really going to see that slot 1 power that we talked about. Take the AGL EZA Golden Frieza, put him on steroids, and then you have the LR Golden Frieza just with the attack numbers, the defensive numbers, as well as damage reduction that goes down to kind of benefit it.
I mean, like, you could just run both the T1 and the LR, and that's like a very powerful option you could do.
Yeah, more damage reduction the better, right? Defensive gimmicks are king right now. Stats don't get it done.
Exactly.
All right, so I think those are all the team builds that we have for you today in this video. Let us know what you guys think, if we are missing any of the obvious choices here for some of the team builds. We went ahead and looked at both categories pretty extensively to see some of the best options. Remember that there are a couple free-to-play options on each team you might want to look into. One really quickly before we go, the Int Final Form Frieza that has the guard against Goku family enemies you could potentially run on that team, but that is just kind of a shoe-in unit in case you are completely out of options. But like I said, that's everything that we got for you today. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything that we're doing over here on the 5-9 Mobile channel. Have a great day, everybody. We're signing out.